Namaste, Vitruvians. It's great to be back here on another Friday for another edition of Spotlight. Mike, how are you?
I'm excellent. Namaste.
You have a lot of pep today. What's going on?
Uh, I've been up since three,
All
so
right,
I'm on my third cup of coffee, but I'm doing good
that
today.
that
I
would be
feel
good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the things we're going to share today because, especially because there's one topic that people have been waiting for a while, and it's great. We can talk about it now today.
Yes,
And
we have a lot of
It's great to see
updates. A
all
lot of
the
updates.
Yeah, it's great to see all our familiar friends here. Hi, Arco, Mystique, Phantom, Juan, Danella. Let's see here. Doc is here. Pam is here. Dolores. I see a lot of creators, artists joining our Fridays, which I'm very excited. Kelly is here. Hello, Kelly. Cryptodel. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. So this is great. This is great to have everyone. I think we got a jam-packed content thing. So let's
It's gonna
just
be.
let's just get going. I think
Let's get going.
So let me add my screen to the stage, and we can get going. All right, everyone, welcome to Vitruveo Spotlight. This is season 5, episode 2. It is October 11th. I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and with me is Mike Purdy, COO. And at the Vitruveo Spotlight, what we do is we review all the great updates and events of the past week and all the things that are coming up that are important for you to know. It's a chance for us every week to connect with our community and get them up to date on what's going on. So without further ado, let's get going. So we always start with our protocol, which is the foundation of everything we do. So let's talk about that. So as we have reported previously, we are working on updating the protocol. So there are primarily two changes being made. The rebasing transaction uh, number is being lowered. So those changes are done. They are working. We are now working on the second change, which is built-in protocol level random number generation in order to support our Vlox gaming ecosystem. As many of you will know, random numbers are a big part of gaming, and it's really important to have them work reliably. Typically, you would use an external service like Chainlink called an Oracle, but that's not yet supported on our platform. So guess what? It's much better to take advantage of this opportunity of the update and get random number generation built in. I'm very pleased to report that Nelio and team have been working hard, and we have a new DevNet now active with 3 nodes that gives us a very accurate representation of mainnet. So we are excited about that. So we are going to get these changes done, deploy on test on DevNet, get that going, and we are still on track for deployment this month. So toward the end of the month, we'll be working to get it rolled out to all the validators, and we'll work with the VTech team to get that done. So super, everything's on track there, and we are excited about that. All right, next update is the Scope app. So the primary feature I think that everyone is waiting for there is Vitru staking. So I want to report that we rolled out part of the Vitru staking in the form of a dialogue in in Xibit Studio where the claim button has that. We found an issue with it. Thank you for reporting it, artists. Appreciate it. We have fixed that issue now, so it should work reliably now. But if there's still a problem, please report it in Telegram and we'll fix it. So there is a new release that we're going to have. It'll be on Tuesday, October 15th. And this release will have a feature that I think a lot of you are asking for, which is to be able to claim rebases along the way. We've always maintained that no matter what the program is, rebases are always available to everyone. But we haven't yet built in that support everywhere, just because we haven't had a lot of rebases yet. But with the protocol change that I just talked about coming, the rebases are going to happen more frequently, and we want to make sure that you can claim those. And so we'll build that. So this will be separate from the staking claim. So when you go to claim now, it will intelligently recognize if you've got rebase claims to make, and it'll allow you to do it. If you also got a unstake rather claim to make, it will recognize that also, and it will light up and let you do those things. It will also let you do new stakes. So, and you can do new stakes with 2 sources: your wallet funds and your core NFT, the funds that you have that are vesting. we'll let you get those directly into stake also. So that's coming up on Tuesday. I'm really excited about this release because I know a lot of you have been waiting a few weeks for this now, and due to really the complexity of aggregating all these stakes from various contracts, etc. It took a little bit of time, but we now have our first class core staking contract, which is flexible, which will last us a long time, and we can now execute and get this done. So that is good. Let's see what's next. The next up, we have Mike to talk about blocks gaming, which I know is a topic that a lot of you have been waiting for. So, Mike, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce off the video here and just hop in whenever you need me. All right,
Okay, sounds good.
and just let me know when
Okay,
you're.
guys. Okay, yeah, I will. Okay, guys, a lot to update you on. So, as you know, Vlox Gaming is our gaming vertical for Vitruveo blockchain. And we do have, obviously, we've been working on a game, a native game that we're launching called Vortex. And we're happy to report some updates on what we've been developing. The last, I would say, 3 weeks, we've really been trying to focus on doing a lot of research for the game itself. What is the current need? We've been talking with influencers, we've been talking with gamers. What's missing in Web3? Where do you think there are opportunities that we can capitalize on? And we want to build a fun game. One of the problems with traditional Web3 games is they start with the tokenomics and then they work with the game. We wanted to do things a little bit different where we wanted to just build a fun game and then build the tokenomics around that. So that's been kind of our mission and our ethos when we've been approaching Vortex. So I'm happy to report to you that we do have a brand that we're going to be releasing today. We might still have a little bit of tweaks here and there, but we feel comfortable that it represents kind of the direction that we want to go, and we're happy to reveal it right now. Vortex World. So Vortex World is, if we go to the next slide, we can kind of give you a little bit of an overview. Vortex World is a Web3 play-to-earn strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic world where players must compete for resources, territories, and power in a landscape controlled by a rogue AI called the Vortex. So we'll go next. All right, so here are the features. As you know that, or some of you may not know, but games are divided up into budgets. So you have a AAA game that would be like a Fortnite or something like that. That could cost 400 million to produce and take maybe 5 years to put it together with a team of 80 to 100 people. Then you have a AA game. Then you have a Series A game. The Series A game is really designed for smaller teams. And the way we're approaching this is starting it as a Series A game and then scaling it to a AA game. We're going to be offering a free-to-play strategy game with no entry barrier. What that means is that you can play the game for free. However, there will be limitations in gameplay, and I don't want to say restrictions, but there's only so much you could do with the free version. And then at that point, you're welcome to purchase an NFT and or the go to the in-store app and activate the full version. We will have a 30-day season structure, so every 30 days the game will reset, which is super cool. Solo and player versus player modes. We'll probably come out with solo, but we need to figure that out with the dev team first. It might be easier to come out with the PvP mode, but we're gonna talk with the dev team on that and see if we can get some clarification. But we do want to offer both. The Vortex NFTs are burned, so this is going to be something really important that we're going to communicate with you guys, and this is good news. So the Vortex NFTs will be burned to play the game for fungible token, which is going to be the in-game currency, which is VTX, which is super cool. VTX is going to be used as the in-game currency. You're going to be able to buy card packs, resources, weapons, defense weapons, power-ups, and obviously because it's a currency, it can be staked. All the features and assets will enable true native ownership of in-game assets. What that means is that if you make a purchase within the game, you actually own that asset. As opposed to a lot of other games like Web 2 games or mobile games, when you make a purchase, you don't own those assets. You just you're spending your money on this game. And once you're done playing the game, you really don't have a recourse of getting that money back. Well, that's the beauty of building on a blockchain is we actually have tokenized ownership of features and assets, which is really the beauty and the future of Web3 gaming. So you will be able to trade, you can sell, you can buy, you can collect, you could do a whole bunch of different options. There's going to be an in-game economy within the game, which is going to be very, very lucrative. So we're excited to share just a glimpse of that today. We'll go next. All right, let's talk about the token utility of the Vortex token, which, as I said, was VTX. So with VTX, you're going to be able to purchase card packs and game boards. You can do hero upgrades. There's going to be mining pools that you can take advantage of. Payments in the marketplace. There's going to be a kind of an in-game trading platform where all of this is going to take place. You're going to be able to earn Vortex with quests. There's going to be Vortex staking. And there's going to be asset staking. So with the NFTs, you can go ahead and stake those as well. And believe it or not, yes, if you're more of an investor than a gamer, you can actually claim your land and actually rent that out to other players or to guilds for income. And so they're basically getting all of your resources and you don't need to keep up with the game at all. They're really just going to be paying you rent to use your resources, which is also kind of a cool feature that would be released. So we'll go next. All right, let's look at the token allocation. So the token symbol is VTX. The max supply is going to be, we're thinking around 500 million. The treasury will denote about 27% of that, liquidity 15%, an airdrop would be about 5%, team 10%. The advisors, we're going to have an advisory board. That's going to be about 3%. Marketing, 5%. Ecosystem development is going to be 5%. Private sale is going to be 20%. And the public sale is going to be 10%. So the private sale really is the OGs. That was really counted as the seed money. So that's, I'll change the graphic on that. That should really say seed. And the great thing is that there's going to be vesting periods for all of these things, so we don't have to worry about price volatility or anything like that. Let's go next, Nick. Okay, when we look at the actual token allocations, here you can kind of see the breakdown of where the 500 million gets divided up. The most important thing that is going to be that 20%. So 20% of the entire supply is going to be given to the OGs. Guys, this is huge. This is awesome. We, Nick and I were very passionate about rewarding the OGs and saying thank you for funding the project. We've definitely got enough to kickstart the game. Now we want to go into more of a public sale. But for the OGs, we're going to allocate and reserve 20% of the total supply for the OGs. Let's go next. So how does this work? Well, basically what you'll be able to do is take your Vortex NFT, whether it's a common, an ultra, a rare, an epic, and you'll actually be able to trade it in for the Vortex token. And the way it will be kind of allocated, as you can see, here's a kind of a reference chart. There might be some minor changes to this. We still want to kind of go through the numbers and double check everything. But this is kind of the starting point that we're thinking. So 750 Vortex for every common, 1,000 for every rare, 1,500 for an ultra, and 2,000 for an epic. What this basically does is, assuming, let's say, a 5-cent launch price, right at launch, you guys are at 5x. Based on your original NFTs that you purchased. So we want to build in profit for the OGs for the Vortex game without having to spend any money or anything like that. We really want the OGs to be rewarded just for contributing and building out the game. Let's go next. Okay, let's look at a rough roadmap. I'm going to have to zoom in on this. So in October, the seed is complete. We do have a white paper that has been completed. It is a version 1, and we are making tweaks to it almost on a daily basis. So we will make that link public once it gets published in GitHub, and that's going to be done this week. We're going to finalize the brand elements. We're actually working on a pitch deck as well, because you got to remember, guys, these verticals that we're doing, these are separate companies. They're separate revenue streams. So we treat each project as an independent project, even though it's part of the Vitruveo family, even though it's under the Vlox umbrella, it is technically a separate revenue stream and revenue engine. We really want to build momentum on the blockchain. So we'll have a separate pitch deck for that for the public sale. We are going to have a landing page put together. Going into November, we'll have features and assets complete in terms of the design, in-game trading store, and 2%. Yes, 2% is going to Vibe, party people. So we definitely want to fund Vibe, the revenue streams there. We will have an advisory board that's going to be made up of VCs, of gaming experts, gaming specialists, gamers, obviously, and entire communities, even guild advisory boards. So we're going to be building that out. We then will start the game design development in November. White paper version 1.1 will probably be released. In December, we'll get into testing, in-game trading, game design, build out, and then in January, a game alpha will be released where we can actually play the game, public token sale, game teaser, full game trading functionality, and then sky's the limit. So that's kind of a rough outline. Obviously, building a game, guys, is not easy. It is super, super complicated. A lot of the games that we're building our model off of have had, I mean, they were in pre-sale for 2 years before they launched anything. And so what we're going to probably do is launch the in-game trading platform first, and give everybody an opportunity to exchange their Vortex NFTs for the in-game currency, for the Vortex token, and build out that basically in-game trading platform first as we develop the game itself. So that way we're actually able to launch something concurrently during development. So at least we have updates and we have something to show you guys and something that you can interact with as the game development progresses. Let's go next. All right, so we got kind of something interesting here. Vortex World is expanding into space. So what exactly does this mean? Let's go next, Nick. We have a new Vortex limited edition NFT. This was an idea that was brought to us by Stephen K, one of our community members, and some of the other OGs. And we really want to give a shout out to them for all the work that they've did behind the scenes on this. So basically, there's a company that works with SpaceX called Above. And what they actually do is they take assets and payloads up into space, and they do certain testing and that sort of thing. But they have this an opportunity where we can actually send a digital drive, basically, of our features and assets to space. And so we can actually clarify that this code was in space. So Vortex Orbit, the Founders Edition NFT, it is going to SpaceX. It is going to be up in a rocket February 2025 to commemorate the launch of Vortex World. It's going to be a marketing piece. We really needed to get more PR marketing. And so this is going to be one of the elements that we're going to include in the marketing. It is going to be in orbit for 6 months. It's going to return to Austin in February 2026. So this NFT, you will receive, the people that purchase this will receive a placeholder NFT until the actual one comes back, and then the payload is returned. So there's only going to be 1,000 limited NFTs for use in Vortex World. There is going to be trading functionality, collecting, that sort of thing. For the community, you don't need to necessarily buy this. We did want to give a Vitru swap option for the community if they wanted it for the game itself. It's 1,000 Vitru that's swapped or exchanged. Um, but on the public sale, whatever we go to public sale with the VO bundle, it's $250 and you automatically get one of the Orbit until we run out, which is basically 1,000 NFTs. Also, any holder of this particular NFT in their wallet, they will be granted a 10% in all game asset and features in perpetuity. So as long as you have that, every single feature and asset you have, you get a 10% bump in terms of performance, whether that's weapon power, defensive power, power up power, all of that stuff, you'll get about a 10% bump on that. And again, shout out to Stephen K for all the work that he did on this. This was really, he pitched it and we thought it would be a great idea. It fits well within the game. And we're super proud to embrace it. So let's go next, Nick. And that's it.
So, Mike, this is amazing. I really love this. We've been talking about ways to market and promote, and I really like this idea that Stephen got to us. And it's a very, very tight window of time for us to get this all planning
Yeah.
done and all of that done, like literally 48 hours. But we've executed it. And now the thing that I really, really like about this is that it gives us the ability to accelerate our marketing on the VO bundle, because really, as you know, right now we have the VO bundle on sale. And so what we are
Mhm.
basically saying is, if you go to this site and you drag this up to 250, we'll be essentially, you'll be eligible to get one of these Orbit ones.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
for the community, we want it to be different. We want to make sure that our community who's already contributed, we'll set up a Vitru swap page for it, so they can just go and pay with Vitru, because we want to do that, right? We want to create more and more opportunities where the utility of Vitru becomes evident. And so if you want to get in on one of these, it's first come, first serve. So if you have a 1,000 Vitru, you can get one of these. Alternately, you can go to the VO bundle page and mint that. So we'll activate that. It's not active right now, but regardless, if you do it as of the time of this announcement, you will receive one. It's really that simple. So really excited about this, Mike. There were a few questions that are related to
Yeah.
this. So why don't we take those right away, and before we jump into the next topic. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let's go right back to, so Paul's questions. Will seed distribution of VTX tokens be based on each OG's vibe holdings?
Mhm. Yes. Yes, it will. So if you have whatever holdings you have in Vortex, you
Mike,
will.
the answer is no. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He
Will
says
seed
vibe holdings.
distribution.
It's got nothing to do with
Oh,
vibe.
Vibe Holdings. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I was focused on the Vortex
yeah,
Holdings.
yeah, yeah,
No, Vibe has nothing to do with it.
yeah.
Good catch. Thank you.
It's entirely, you're burning your existing Vortex NFT, that token that you have, for that's a non-fungible token, right? NFT, for the
Mhm.
new VTX fungible token, with the ratio that Mike showed earlier. And Mike, Garfield points out that you had the ultra and rare swapped. So
Oh,
uh,
I might have missed that. Yeah,
yeah.
thanks, Garfield. I'll make sure I make that
So
change.
the progression is the same progression as the rarities. It's 750, 1000, 1500, and 2000. That's your swap ratios. We apologize if we got the graphics swapped, but thank you, Garfield, for pointing that out.
Hmm.
Now, if we, Milk Money says, if we burn our Vortex NFTs, that will not affect the boost we used on our Nexus NFT or any other assets. I'll take this one, guys. The only thing that you're doing is you're burning your Vortex NFT and you're getting Vortex tokens. It impacts nothing else, literally nothing else. So any question you have with regard to, does it impact this, does it impact this, the answer is no. It impacts nothing else. It's Vortex NFT. That's it. um, Phantom likes our 5x from the start. So let's drill into that a little bit. So what we wanted to make sure is that the OGs, meaning everyone who has purchased a Vortex NFT just now, or is actually going to purchase one as part of the VO bundle, already has a realized sort of 5x multiple on their purchase. So uh, the Veo bundle is going to keep going until we run out of and finish all the Vortex NFTs. And so we will not be doing any public sale or anything like that until that's done, obviously. So yes, and so we wanted to make sure that you already have a good return right away. And I guess AA asked Mike, who are the OGs that count as the 20% for VTX? And it's if you're holding a Vortex NFT today, or if you will hold one tomorrow based on going and acquiring a Veo bundle or going to Neon Circus and buying one on secondary. If you are holding a Vortex, then you are part of that 20%. The 100,000 Vortex becomes 100 million VTX tokens. That's basically what it's like.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it for the questions. So Apricot has a question. When do we burn? Is there a date? And how to claim land? So none of those are established yet. We'll just stay tuned for those. We prematurely started talking about land claims, etc. Since then, we have reset. This is a brand new thing. All dates will come as we evolve. And right now, the roadmap that Mike presented is it. This is all that we know of, and all that's going to be implemented. Any past things are now deprecated because we have a new roadmap based on this new strategy and the Vlox ecosystem.
And I want to add some color on that. The reason why we're making some changes, guys, is a lot of research has gone into this on existing games that have received 450 million in VC capital. And what I've basically done is taken all of the top games in Web3, deconstructed them, and put together similarities. And we're really going to pattern our game off those existing successful models. And so that's why we've taken some things that, some concepts we've kept and then others we've deprecated. It doesn't mean it was a bad idea or anything like that. It just means that we want to shift and we want to imitate, then innovate. So we want to imitate these other Web3 games that have a clear path of success in the past. And then we want to imitate and really own it ourselves. But that's why there's some of the changes. Someone had also asked about why we're not using Vitruveo as the native currency. We did entertain that, but what we found is that in most Web3 games, they're their own ecosystem. They have their own standalone currency because you have your own marketing expenses, you have your own token allocations, you have advisories. You'll see the pie chart breakdown, and you need a lot of circulating supply in order to do that. And it just doesn't make sense to use the Vitruveo coin due to we're talking about 500 million of tokens this route versus previously we can't do that with Vitruveo, and we certainly couldn't do that with 100,000 Vortex NFTs. So that's why we're tokenizing everything and shifting to that model. So that's just what I wanted to add, Nick.
Yeah, great. I see again and again repeated questions about land claims. Guys, I don't know how to say this more emphatically. Forget about that. Really, just completely forget about that. This is a new roadmap. Everything moving forward is based on the roadmap you see on the screen. That's it. Everything we've announced today is it. Everything in the past has been deprecated because as we've evolved into a new program, a new strategy. That's it.
Okay. The question will be like when is the trading post going to be opened up, and when's the landing page, and when can we see the white paper? Once you kind of go down that road, guys, a lot of these questions will get answered in the white paper and gameplay and how that will work. We've got a lot of that kind of penciled out, but we will have some more updates on that shortly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm really excited because one of the things this signals is that really, truly, we will have two verticals. So we've got the artist vertical, Xibit, and we've got the Vlox vertical. And the cool thing is that with Vlox, we're going to have Vortex World and also Sabong Evolution, the Garfield's game. So we are experience. So we're kicking things off here. and it's going to be really, really cool. Excited about that. All right. So shall we move on? Yes, we can move on now, I think. All right. It is time. And by the way, Orbit. So stay tuned for more details on that, because as I said, we barely just put the requirements from the team to rest. So we haven't had a chance to do any promotion or any information. So I think what we'll do is we'll end up doing an announcement in the Discord with all the details and answer all these questions. And of course, this deck is available for you to look at. All right,
Yep.
now let's move on to uh, Exhibit, our second vertical. So with Xibit, we have lots going on this week. So let's go ahead and get updated. The first thing I want to update on is stats. So I remember not very long ago that people were like, "Hey Nick, um, I don't see how artists are going to join this. I don't think they'll put their artworks on here." I'm very pleased to report that as of today, we have 3,000 plus artists onboarded, and that too, I must put the caveat is we've told them actively, please only join if you want to be part of an innovative journey and you don't need liquidity right away. Once we add liquidity, I think that we're going to blow these numbers out of the water completely. It's going to go nuts. So we have 20,000 plus artworks consigned, and we have over 1,000 stacks curated. This is a very new feature, and we already have that going. So really, really excited to see this level of adoption by the artist community. And I think it's new and different, and people are starting to recognize that, developing in public, getting feedback from artists before a feature is developed, taking their input, incorporating it, and then launching the feature like 2 days later. That cadence that we have, that rapid development cycle, I don't think artists have seen that yet with the existing platforms at all. They have 6 month, 1 year timeframes for development, and we are extremely agile, and we really truly are the platform for artists by artists, and that means that we continually evolve, we continually listen, and we incorporate feedback in here. So this is what your platform is going to be like, and you are instrumental in shaping it, and I'm excited about that. uh, all right, so let's look at where we are today. So this is kind of uh, the partitioning of Exhibit, if you will. So you've got stacks, search, stores, streams, studio, and about general information. So prior to today, we had two check marks here, and I'm very pleased to report that as of today, we have more check marks. So we today I'm going to show you the stacks feature in beta that is now available. We also have a landing page, which I shared with you previously. But right now, we are going to look at stacks, which is really, really important because, as I've always mentioned, we want to get away from this one and done model of artists selling an NFT and that's it. We want to create many, many, many different avenues of monetization, and curation is a way to do that. No matter who curates it, whether an artist curates it, or a curator curates it, or just someone who's a hobbyist who has a good eye for art. The ultimate thing is that everyone makes money. The curator makes money because they get 10% of the fees when there's a sale. The artists make money because of the sale, and everyone in the community makes money because 2% of those sales go right into the Vibe token. So that is really exciting. And I will do the demo for it momentarily. Another update. So what have we deployed so far, and what are we going to deploy? So in production, we have new Exhibit branding. We have a new Exhibit nav bar. We have an artist spotlight feature and a new has BTS filter. So that's behind the scenes. So we want to promote artists actually showing their work with videos of it. And there's a reason for that. First of all, you get to learn more about the artist and their technique, etc. But it's also a way for us to sort of counter AI that is stolen, basically stolen artworks, etc. Because it makes it a little easier. Now, on that topic, I'm putting together a small team of artists. Very excited that we had a great Mystique NFT has a space every other Sunday, and we had a great conversation on the last one where we are going to put together a team to start building out systems, if you will, and processes for detecting and making sure that the AI art is in fact actually well, it's the other way around, to make sure that uh, artworks that are claimed to be manual are in fact manual and not AI, and really just making it sure that buyers are informed about the degree of AI used in any artwork. That way you can make a decision. If you love AI, then go ahead and buy it. But if you don't like AI, we'll tell you what degree it is. So we're going to test out all the auditing systems out there, and with this team, we'll do some amazing things. What is deployed in QA right now is stacks. So let's go look at that. First, let's look at what's in production. So that's search.vitruveo.xyz, and you can see that we've got this. We've got the new branding, which I showed you last week, and we've got a nav bar here. This one is a bit long, so I'm going to show you the changes we've made. So this is kind of cool because you get to see what's in production and then how we change it. So this is what's in production right now, but it didn't look very good. So we changed it out. So let's go to QA. So in QA now, you can see that there's a new nav bar here, which is more condensed, which is better. It's not so long. But here, look at this. On the right-hand side is a new option, buy VUSD. So we're going to integrate buying VUSD right into the Xibit platform there. So you can go to it and buy. The other thing you might notice is we're going to say buy Vitruveo on here. So it's clear that this is our platform, buy Vitruveo, and you can link out from this to the website. And we also have an icon here that takes you to the Xibit landing page. So about.xibit.app. So that's in QA at the moment, and we'll get that pushed into production on Monday. As a rule, if you don't make it, someone says Nick is a big AI fan. Actually, that's the opposite. I'm not a big AI fan. Yeah. Uh, the As a rule, we don't push updates out on Friday because that would mean that developers would have to, if there's a problem, would have to come in on the weekend, and we really want to make sure everyone has their family time. So that is search. Now let's look at stacks. So here is let me go the wrong one. Here we go. So this is the new stacks experience. It's currently not fully integrated into the main site, but it will be. But all the curations that you create with all the different types of visualizations are live and here and beautiful to look at. So we've tried to make the experience as consistent as possible with the standard search, but this is stacks. Now here are some key things to notice. One is that previously we did not have a requirement for curators to submit a description. Now it'll be a requirement, and when you hover over the eye here, it's going to give you that information. Now if there isn't one, it won't give you that. The eye here will take you directly to that set, the curated stack. So you click on that, and it's going to take you there. Boom, that's what you see. And this is my favorite feature, is we have the thumbnails actually showing the visualization, but you can play it full screen right from there. So you can browse the stacks and view. Now this is all test data. It's on Q&A, so ignore the specific artworks and the artists, etc. And but in production, of course, it'll work with the correct ones. And so that oops, did I just close the wrong window? I think I did. So let me just do that. Okay. That is a really cool feature, and we'll have the ability for you to sort by curator, etc. Another thing that's coming here is similar to search. There's going to be a spotlight of the latest of curations. It doesn't matter when it was created. We're going to stick it in there so it changes every 3 hours, and gives everyone some insight into or really a look at some cool curations. We also are working on a couple of new visualizations. The one in particular I think artists are going to love is called mockups, and it's going to give you the ability to view your artwork in various scenarios in the home, office, airport lounges, hospitals. Just view your artworks in on the wall in various scenarios. Now, most of the mockup situations you find out there, the solutions you find out there, are always straight up, right? You have it with a front view, but we are more creative and more innovative, and we have better coding chops. And so what we are going to do is we're going to give you mock-ups where your artworks are in different perspectives. So they can be angled, they can have light on them, they can have shadows on them. So we're going to do all of those things and make it really exciting to have that visualization. So you're not seeing the artwork just by itself, but you're seeing it in context and imagining how it would be. Now, of course, we're going to start off with static artworks, but you know where we are going with this. We're going with a digital display for streaming. So that's going to be in the mockups also. So this is something that I'm really excited about because we are getting closer and closer to the point where we can enable affiliates and stores and things like that, which brings me to my next topic. Let's go and look at our roadmap. So this roadmap is actually a bit of Xibit and a bit of everything Vitruveo also. So we're in October right now. We are about to release stacks. We're going to check that box. And we are starting working on stores. So by the end of this month, we expect to have an alpha version of stores, real basic. In November, we'll go to beta on that. And then we'll work on streams and go into alpha streams. And the astute folks among you will see this timeline. You can see how it's converging. And you can actually see that with Mike's timeline also that he shared with Vortex. Everything is coming to a head in December. And why? Because December is when we want to initiate listings for the exchanges. And what we want to do is have Wrap Vitru active on multiple exchanges as early as possible in the new year. That's where, so our goal is to generate as much buzz as possible and get as much of these product features built out. So when we hit the exchanges, people can see very clearly how much huge value the Vitruveo ecosystem has. So as of December, we will be feature complete on the entire Xibit platform and really go to market at that point where we can start having the exchange listings, and then all the artists who are currently making sales, etc., can look beyond staking. I still think that staking is a good solution, but we'll be able to have more options available for that. So that's the plan, folks. And if you compare sort of the roadmaps, you can see that we are trying to get as much accomplished by December as possible, so that our foray into centralized exchanges is very positive and very uplifting for the entire ecosystem. All right, let's see. Now let's talk a little bit about stores. Now, meanwhile, I also want to let you know that I may interrupt a little bit because we do have a special guest who's joining us. I don't see them online yet, but let me just do a quick check and make sure that they are not having any trouble joining. Okay, let's see. I'll just ping them and make sure that they are ready to join. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about stores. But meanwhile, also, I want to make sure that there's not any questions about any of the things I just talked about. Just going through here.
Just a lot of excitement.
Yeah. Phantom says the vision of Vitruveo is getting clearer every day. I'm glad. Because it's a very big vision, and we are immersed in it all day, every day. So we kind of get it right away. But for someone on the sidelines, it takes a little bit to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. I am very pleased to report that our special guest is here. So what I'm going to do now is bring them on. I'm very pleased to introduce to you Anjali Young, the co-founder of Collab.Land. Welcome, Anjali. How are you?
Hi, can you hear me okay? We didn't do a mic check, so I just want to make sure.
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk to the Vitruveo community. So hi, everybody. I'm Anjali. Like Nick said, I am the co-founder of a project called Collab.Land. I'll quickly give a little idea if you've never heard of Collab.Land. We are a community management infrastructure built on Discord and Telegram. Actually, we started on Telegram in May of 2020 and then expanded to Discord in the fall of 2021. I'm sorry, the fall of 2020. So really just that same year. And then it really took off in 2021 with the growth of NFT communities. Now we have gaming communities, we have protocols, we have dev communities, we have investment groups, we've got DAOs. Really, it started off as a DAO tool. Yeah, and we have lots of different communities now. You've probably heard of us if you're into crypto communities on Discord. Often people think of Discord as crypto communities, but I will tell you, we have a long-standing relationship with Jason Citron, the CEO of Discord, and we initially asked him, can we bring a crypto community tool to Discord? You won't shut us down, right? And he said, oh no, I won't shut you down. If I wasn't doing Discord, I'd be doing crypto. So we had that inside track with Discord, and now Discord is really where most crypto communities are. We're seeing a little bit of a change right now with meme coins and how meme coins have brought in a lot more Telegram communities, but Discord is still growing strong all over the world, and excited to be here and talk about Vitruveo and what we're doing.
That's great, Anjali. So I always, I always love chatting with entrepreneurs, fellow entrepreneurs. I'd love to get some insights into how you got started as an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Well, I've been involved with startups from the beginning of my career. Number one, I guess even further back than that, my father has his own company and is an entrepreneur. So he came to the US in the 1960s from India. My mom came in 1971. He was working at a big engineering company in Los Angeles for most of his career. And then when that company was getting sold, he asked to buy that company. And the answer was no, we can't sell it to a foreigner. So that was really the beginning of his transformation from employee or working his way up from the bottom to the top. Maybe this is more than you needed, but it's definitely where I get my roots. From the very bottom as a junior engineer all the way up to being the president of the company, and then being stopped from buying the company really and moving it to Kentucky, where it moved from Los Angeles, and keeping all the employees. He was not able to do that because of not being an American. And so at that point, he started his own entrepreneurial journey, and we were all in the line with them. My mom quit her full-time job and joined. My brother and I were involved, worked there in the summers, and that really, seeing my parents working together, it really was a family endeavor. And I think that's really originally where the roots started for being an entrepreneur and being able to really make your own way and seal your own fate. And I compare a lot of crypto actually to that early immigrant experience, which is people come to crypto because maybe the same opportunities weren't available to them in the traditional system. So they're more willing to take chances, take more risks, explore new relationships to get ahead. And that was very similar to what I saw in my own family. After graduating from college, my very first job was at a internet startup. This was in 1996. So the beginnings of the internet. Gosh, pre-Google, pre-anything that you know now, pre-Amazon, really anything. And that was really my first taste of working outside my family's business in a situation with other excited people, professors from my college. I went to Berkeley, so this was in the Bay Area. Other students that were now having their first full-time job. So definitely the seed has been planted very, very early on. I'm sorry about this light behind me. Hopefully it's not too distracting.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
No
great.
problem.
Here, maybe I can move over just a little bit. So that's where it started. My husband and I are co-founders for Collab.Land. He has been an entrepreneur, and I have been an entrepreneur as a result of that for many, many years. This is actually our 29th year together. So we've had almost 3 decades of doing entrepreneurial work. This is his fourth startup. I was always a silent partner in all 3 previous startups. And this time, because this is a community tool, my skill set was a perfect match. So rather than being in the background and being a supporter, a silent partner, as you can say, this is the first time when Collab.Land, and I will talk briefly about how we got to Collab.Land in 1 second. But once it was identified that, oh, this is the direction that we're taking, we're going to online community direction, then I was all in. I've been a part of online communities really since high school, 1992, 1993, long before there was such thing as the internet or Web 2 or Web 1 or any of that. It was literally dialing up to people's servers that they had in their garage or in their bedrooms and building online communities that way. So they were online, but they were not really internet it was just one net, I guess. But how we started with Collab.Land, we started as a company called Abridged. Abridged was a social recovery contract wallet that started in 2018. There just weren't enough people. Of course, we were all excited because we're like, okay, MetaMask is too hard. People can't figure, really the same thing that we deal with today, right?
Yeah.
In terms of
Yeah.
onboarding. Same problem that we have today, we've had since 2018 and earlier than that, which is how do people collect wallets? How do people get their first crypto? Like, what the heck? This is too hard. And we're so used to a world where we can say, forgot password.
Yeah.
Everyone is typically ready to say forgot password. Well, what do you do when you can't say forgot password? And we probably all, the two of you and everyone that's listening, has an experience with someone that lost their key or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they can no longer have access to those funds and you just have to say, okay, whatever. So we started with a social recovery contract wallet, but back in 2018, there just weren't enough users because there just weren't enough apps. If you were not extremely financially driven, or if you were not a deep developer in the space, then there really wasn't a need for it because there were no casual users of crypto at that point. And so everyone that was already using wallets were willing to put up with the friction. And so there just wasn't a market for this social recovery idea. In January of 2020, we pivoted to no code tooling. So it's like, if you cannot get more users into this space, what can we do? Well, maybe if we encourage more people to build apps, then we can get to the point where there's going to be more people that are users. So it's kind of getting to the same problem, which is more people in our space, bringing more people to crypto because we see the opportunities for wealth building in a way we haven't seen ever before. We started with that. And then in May of 2020, Collab.Land was actually a hackathon project using our no code platform. So that's where we are. Collab.Land is a hackathon project, and all of a sudden, people in the DAO communities, my co-founder James is the co-writer for the white paper for Moloch DAO, also for Meta Cartel, one of the founding members of Meta Cartel. So he's like a DAO nerd. And so all the people in his communities started using Collab.Land. They're like, oh, this is great. And if you take yourself back to May of 2020, March of 2020, April of 2020 was the beginning of lockdown. For those of you that remember or were affected, that's probably everybody. But that was lockdown. And DAOs, people used to meet in person before that. They met at conferences literally every single month all over the world, met to talk about DAOs. And now you had lockdown. Nobody could travel anymore. What do? James has created this tool based on that need, inspired by that need. And then it resonated with now every community. Token gating, really just the concept of token gating, is just such a foundation to really crypto communities, not just on Discord or Telegram, but anywhere, right? Like logging in with your wallet, having special access, like that's just part of what we do now. And we just think of it as primitive, but it wasn't. It really came out of not being able to be with one another anymore.
Yeah, what an amazing story. I love it. We have a mixed audience here. We have DJs and we have artists. So can you, in layperson's terms, explain what Collab.Land actually does?
Yes, that layperson's okay, sure. For a layperson, think of it as being this is one I used really early on, so I'm gonna go way back, like a nightclub bouncer. Nick wants all of his friends, all of his college friends, all of the people that hang out with him at happy hour on Thursday nights, all of his poker buddies, all of his D&D team, I don't know, like anyone. He wants all of those people to join this nightclub, come to this nightclub on a Friday night. And he's given them passes to that nightclub. So now when Nick's buddies show up to join, how do we know who gets to join an online community? How do we know who gets to join a digital community? You don't know what their Telegram ID is. You don't know what their Discord usernames are. You don't know any of that. All you know is that you've given them a pass. Somehow they've gotten a pass. Either they've earned it, they've bought it, or Nick, they're personal friends of Nick and he's given it to them.
Or they stole it.
Or stole it. Any which way. You're right. Any which way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, then you can have the admins ban, but let's just say whatever way. They've got family or nefarious reasons alike, because this is crypto. I think that's fair. So when me as a Discord user wants to join Nick's private group, then I verify who I am. When you verify, you're clicking a button, you're telling Collab.Land, connect this wallet, XYZ wallet, with me, Anjali. My username on Discord is Dama De Roca. So I'm Dama De Roca, which Nick doesn't even know I'm Dama De Roca,
Yeah.
right? All Nick knows is he gave me something, Anjali, outside of Discord. Now, I join in, I log in as Dama De Roca, I connect my wallet, and really by connecting, all you're doing is signing a message that says, that wallet, you can read that wallet, XYZ wallet, you can read it and attribute whatever's in that wallet, and really it's not in, but attached to that wallet,
Yeah.
connected to that wallet,
Yeah.
to me, Dama De Roca.
Got
Now,
it.
do I have to tell Nick that I'm Anjali? I really don't.
Yeah.
All Nick knows is that I'm validly in that group because I have the access token to get into that group. So Collab.Land, that's really fundamentally what we do, is we attach a social ID, in this case, Discord or Telegram, with your wallet address, your online on-chain identity, and allow that on-chain identity to be used and connected for your behavior within social chats or within communities.
Great, I get it. So we have within Vitruveo several projects where people are assigned NFTs, people hold fungible tokens. Just today, we announced Vortex World, which is our gaming, a new game that we are building. There'll be various assets held there. So now what we can do is set up our Discord. So it has channels where people who are holding different assets can have access to different channels, which may be restricted to other people. That's basically the gist of it. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
And
All right.
really, people gamify, and I just put something in the chat, by the way, about 6551 support. I don't know if your gaming communities have started looking into that NFT standard, but we will also be supporting that NFT standard, which is 6551, which is really NFTs being able to own other NFTs. So that's very exciting. And we've seen a lot of gaming projects start requesting that. So
Yeah.
just something to think about for the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. You're going to be able to have private spaces where either you discuss whatever strategy, marketing opportunities, just getting to meet other people. Like, for example, I'm going to Ape Fest next month, right? And so in the server, in the Bored Ape server, I'm going to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be there. Who else is going to be there? And talk to my fellow holders because they're also going to be there. So you can use it for all different ways. People even gamify servers where they connect the game itself to access within the Discord server. So there are lots of different ways people can do that. With artists, oftentimes if you are a holder of a more prestigious collection, or maybe if you're an older holder or original holder or early holder of a specific collection, then artists want to give them more access, and
Yeah.
maybe there's an inner circle. There's really lots of way to do that. I'll say one pushback we often get is, wait a minute, like you're creating these roadblocks for people. You're making it not as accessible for people. That's not fair. And really what, from my perspective and what we talk about, is we're always going to do it. We always make groups. Think about all the groups that exist in the world right now, and whether or not you actually get access to them. I don't get to go to the Harvard alumni group. I don't get to go to the different groups all over the world, right? Like that are based on different things, where people's parents belong to a country club, or if they went to a prestigious prep school or summer camp or whatever, or they worked at Goldman Sachs. Like it could be anything. There's so many groups that we don't have access to, and we will never have access to. As
Yeah, and
myself, as
we could
all of you.
argue that in crypto in particular, there's so much noise if everyone is allowed into a channel, right? And where you can't have an honest communication with the stakeholders there. So
No, absolutely. And it's really, yes, that's absolutely an important part. But number one, access is there. This is the
Yeah.
first time probably in the history of the world where anybody who lives anywhere outside of maybe North Korea and Iran, or maybe some other places where we're not there. But otherwise, most of the world can participate. If they either somehow get that token, they get to join that group. And that type of access has just never been available before. Also, there's the whole idea of being an anon, right? Like we are limited to what kind of groups we can join because I'm a brown woman for whatever reason, right? But now with crypto, that freedom is there. But yeah, absolutely. You can join different
Yeah.
groups. You can cut out the noise. What we call, I mean, our slogan is Collab.Land, communities with skin in the game. You need to know who's got skin in the game.
Yeah.
Before joining this project, before joining Collab.Land, I was a mod for a 60,000 person Facebook group. 60,000 people. How did I know who had skin in the game? People could pretend who they are. People could say
Yeah.
that they care about the project, and they could just be complainers. But now I get to see, oh, this person has this role. That means they have this. They've bought into this project. We share attention, and sharing attention is what brings people together in a whole new way. And it's
Yeah.
only available because of projects like this.
I love the skin in the game thing. Now, Anjali, I know you're pressed for time, so we just
Oh
talk about
gosh.
one quick thing, and then we'll let you go. So your part of the integration is done. Now we have to get our mods involved and make sure that everything's working, and then set up our own rules and policies. But as far as you're concerned, Collab.Land, we've got a green light for Vitruveo Discord integration. That's great.
That's right. Anybody can. Anyone that's a Vitruveo token holder right now. If you have a project on a Vitruveo, you can go to Collab.Land and you can start making roles based on Vitruveo tokens. Vitruveo Discord server, yeah, we can kick that down the
Yeah.
road a little bit. But for anyone that's listening that has Vitruveo NFTs, and really this is the best part, it is permissionless. Like you could either I could either be the founder or be the creator, or I could just be a holder that wants to make a group with people, other Vitruveo holders. Anyone can make a group.
That's the
And
great part.
Mhm.
So it's not just limited to our server. Anyone can spin up a Discord server
That's
and
right.
use Vitruveo
Or
assets.
Telegram chat. Or
Yeah, that's
Telegram
true.
chat.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to it's not Discord server alone. It's Telegram chat as well. So if you're out there, you have a Vitruveo project, go for it. I will say that we are doing a very special thing for Vitruveo, which is 24-hour balance checks for Vitruveo projects. Right now, if you are a Vitruveo project, send me your Discord ID or send it to Nick. I'm assuming it's going to be slow in the beginning, and then we're going to set up an automated system. So that way, once a community joins that is using Vitruveo TGRs or using Vitruveo access, then you will automatically get the 24-hour balance checks. However, for now, since we don't have that set up, and I actually just asked the devs like 2 days ago if we could do this, and they said yes. If you can send your Discord ID or your Telegram group ID, send it to Nick. He will give it to me. I will get a list, and I will make sure that your groups get 24-hour background check. So that's something special for Vitruveo. Other people don't get it. I'm excited to share it with you. And honestly, I am inspired by Vitruveo and the work that Mike and Nick are doing as well, because I learned that this is a community takeover project, and it's really celebrating and supporting artists, and that's something that's really near and dear to my heart. So I do have to hop off, but thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you
Happy
so
to
much.
join anytime. Yeah, let
Awesome.
me know if there's any questions. My DMs are open. I am Dama De Roca on Twitter, DAMADEROCA. If you have any questions, find me. I'm available.
Thank you,
you so
Anjali.
much,
Have a great
everyone.
day and a great weekend. See ya. Thank you.
Hey,
Bye.
bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah, that's so great. So really, this opens up so many possibilities within our community where as projects are created, they can use their Discord or Telegram. So we have the active Telegram community right now with the artists, our Dreamverse. So what we can do now is we can also create sub channels within that and things like that. And especially in our own Discord, we can I love the phrase she used, skin in the game, right? So we can really make sure that, for example, in certain cases where we want good feedback about a product or a feature or something, we give higher priority or higher precedence to folks who have skin in the game.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, great. Let's get right back to where we were. That was great to have Anjali here. They're a great team to work with. I'm really excited to have that. But now let's go move our attention to stores. So this is, I make it a point when we are about to build a new feature to go talk about it at sessions like this, at sessions like yesterday, where we talk directly to the creators, also tweet about it, share rather ugly wireframes and all that kind of stuff where people are like, what is this nonsense? But you know what? There's value in that because people give us feedback. People give us feedback and help us make sure that we are designing things the right way and we're developing things the right way. So with stores, I want to share with you what our vision is, what we're doing, and maybe you have some feedback for us that might change our course or make our feature better, and we welcome that. So first of all, let's look at what the goal is for stores. So with stores, we want any individual, any group, or any institution to create a store. On most blockchains, a marketplace is run by a team, a company, a project, and it's usually a commercial venture. They charge fees to the artists, etc. We throw that out of the window. We are not interested in that. We are interested in creating thousands of marketplaces on Vitruveo, and we want anyone and everyone to do it in 15 minutes. So that's our standard. We are building the software so anyone can create a marketplace in 15 minutes flat. So what are the things you have to do in order to create that? Well, a marketplace has a brand, so you have a name, a logo, things like that. So in my example, we use the term Horizon Gallery. I don't know if it's a real gallery. I hope it's not. Then it has a unique name. So what you would do is you would pick a unique name, and that becomes your URL, your link. So if it's Horizon, it would be horizon.exhibit.app. We are moving things around so that the homepage of Xibit is exhibit.app or www.exhibit.app, which will redirect you. So search is going to go away, and store is going to go away as a URL. Everything is going to be in one place, exhibit.app. The only thing that's going to be different is studio.exhibit.app. So whatever unique name you want, you can basically go and spin up a marketplace. Now, the next thing you'll provide in your marketplace is a markup. You can make it 0, you can make it 15%, you can make it 20%, whatever it is, and the buyers will pay that markup. Now, one unique thing about our marketplace, our store software, is that we are designing right into the contracts the ability to have fairness in royalties. What I mean by that is we'll make it so if a store is created where the markup is over 25%, then it's automatically, the amount over 25% is automatically divided 50-50 between the marketplace and the artists. So 25% is the cutoff threshold. After that, it's divided 50-50. In addition to that, the marketplace can have content pages. So we'll create some beautiful pages with for about the gallery, about artists that are in that marketplace, featured artworks, things like that. All right. So that's it. You basically fill out you go through a multi-step. I think they still call it a wizard, I think, but a step form. Basically, answer some questions, hit go, and your marketplace is ready. Now, what actually happens? How do you get artworks in there? Well, that's for artists. So here's the workflow. You create the store, then you invite artists by email. So we want to build a workflow. We want to build an ecosystem where you don't need to already be in crypto to use a store. So that's why I invite artists by email. They need to know nothing about crypto. They need to know nothing about Web3. They don't need a wallet. They don't need anything. So what happens then? Well, if the artist is already on Xibit, then they can basically start consigning works to a special folder we create in their studio account for that particular store. So now artists are welcome to join as many marketplaces, as many stores as they want, except if even one of those stores is an exclusive, then they can't be on the other ones. So you cannot have it's either lots of stores that are non-exclusive or one store that's exclusive. Those are your choices as an artist. So maybe you're represented by one gallery where you have an exclusive contract with, so then you cannot join other stores. Now, what if you're not on Xibit? In a simplistic way, the first thing you're going to get is an email, and what that is going to do is invite you to attend an onboarding webinar. So we are going to have webinars twice a week at 2 different times, one for each hemisphere, basically. So you can attend at a time that works for your time zone. And at the webinar, we're going to basically walk you through joining Xibit with what's called the custodial wallet. I mentioned the custodial wallet here because I know as you in the audience already understand that, we probably won't even mention that initially to the onboarding artists. just know that the crypto wallet, etc., is all behind the scenes. The only thing the artists interact with is our software studio, which, as you've already seen, is very user friendly. There's not any crypto jargon or anything in there. And really, email is it. So that's your basic store workflow. What is the store experience? Well, uh, in software development, there's a term called dog fooding. Dog fooding means use your own software to make it better. So Xibit.app is going to have, search and stacks and all of this functionality. That's what a store is. A store is a branded version, a white label version, essentially, of our own software. So when we add a feature to our platform, it's immediately available to all the stores that are built on our platform. So the technical term is called multi-tenancy. All it means is one application being used by many different parties. So Xibit.app or Horizon.exhibit.app will be the exact same app, but give you two different experiences. With ours, it'll have our branding. With the Horizon, it'll have their branding and their color scheme and things like that. So super excited about rolling this out because it means that anyone and everyone can create stores. For example, if you're a group of photographers, you can go create your store. If you want to make some money because you have a niche audience, of a certain kind. Maybe you have an audience of people who just love flowers. Well, throw up a store on there, put some keyword searches for flower artworks, etc., and you've got yourself the ability to make some money. So the idea here is to create as many channels as possible to distribute artwork. We are starting off right now with the licensed digital assets, but we'll add to that also the ability to have print and consumer products, streaming, etc. So these stores are going to become a great source of revenue for just about everybody, anyone with even a basic eye for art. Not even that, because you could always pay someone to do that part, and have your store up. So a store is a subset of all the assets. It is not possible for anyone else to do it like we are doing it, because on Vitruveo it's unique. All the assets are on the blockchain. They are not in silos. They're not in buckets in marketplaces. They are out in the open, and that's why a store is really, I want these artworks and I want it to be in the store, and that's real time. You're not picking them manually. You're creating a search and saying, in the example I used, you can have a search that says anything that matches the keyword flowers, that's in my store, and boom, you've got that. And new artworks are consigned with flowers, they show up in there, etc. So it's a very, very exciting, and we're going to start work on that. We've already started working on this and excited to implement it. All right. So what are some of the use cases? Well, as I was saying, it could be collectives of artists, but the key one, the main one we are targeting is galleries. I'm about to embark to Dubai, plan on meeting a bunch of galleries there. Pam is also going to network with galleries. Mike is also going to do the same thing. And we want to get a few galleries onboarded. And because what comes with the galleries is all their artists, all their patrons, and really their community. And so that's what we want to do. That's a good way for us to scale up Vitruveo very fast. We also want to target museums, schools, exhibitions, and of course individuals. Individuals can create their own marketplaces also, and we will create marketing channels for all these stores. One of the things we want to get away from is marketing individual artists. So stacks and stores, we will create promotional outbound marketing capabilities for both those. Individuals will be marketed through as part of the stacks, as part of the stores. But we are the phrase, we greater than me, is what we are building this software for, where we really want to have everyone win, the whole ecosystem win. So that's it for stores. Really excited and would love your feedback about it. And I guess the last topic is Vortex airdrop. We are going to continue with Saturday Night Fever. We are going to alternate. Last weekend was in the morning, so this weekend is going to be a nighttime Saturday Night Fever. That's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. PST. Sunday is that will be Sunday, October 13th, 3 a.m. UTC. I'm very sorry. but that doesn't work for some people. I know that's why we have the alternate time. But that's it, folks. That's all our news for today. Lots of exciting updates to share. We'll go through and see if there's any more questions pending, and we'll take those.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not a lot of questions, Nick. Just a lot of compliments. Everybody's been just amazed with some of the updates. So it's nice to see. And yeah, guys, anytime we're quiet, it's because we're buried.
Yeah.
Even like Nick, how many times did you and I meet this week? We just been disconnected ourselves, and
Yeah.
but we've been in our own verticals, just cranking away. Um, it's been hard to stay connected, but there's so much going on, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things we are working on is a very nice gallery intro package.
Hmm.
So we're going to get that together, and then we are going to make it public and make it available to everyone. So if you know galleries, we want you to go refer them, etc. And we don't want to cloud things right now by saying, okay, here's a referral fee and things like that. We want to do it for the ecosystem. So if you know a gallery, tell them about it, because it's going to help the gallery, it's going to help the artists in the gallery, it's going to help the ecosystem, it's going to help you, it's going to help everybody. So we are really working on creating we want to create opportunities for everyone who knows a gallery. And honestly, our community, the artists in our community who might know gallery owners, etc., is going to be our primary, our first entree into this. So look for that package we'll be creating. We'll make it super easy to find, super easy to download, super easy to share, and we'll get that going. So we want
Yeah.
to get that going before this month is up. So expect to see that very, very soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are asking when we're heading to Dubai. That's going to be on the 19th, or at least I'm going to be there the 19th through the 24th. Nick has got a few other stops to make, but that's when I'll be there. And again, the idea is to get there for Nick and I to get on the same page, build out the calendar for that week, do the conference, and then meet with galleries and onboard 3 to 4 galleries while we're there. And then do post-conference meetings with VCs and you know form new connections, that sort of thing. And then I'll be coming home after that.
Yeah, which also reminds me, I must say that so far I have not missed a Friday update, and I don't plan on missing it. But due to the time zone change, uh, next week's spotlight we'll probably need to do it at a different time. So we'll try and make it where it works for everybody, but we'll announce that ahead of time. I just need to finalize my schedule a little bit and make sure that um, I'm able to do it. So we'll announce the time, and I definitely don't plan on missing it. So all right,
Yeah.
guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, for
Hmm.
yet another amazing spotlight. And
Hmm.
it is now. I did check the link. It is active, so you can go look at this deck and download it. And have a good weekend, everybody. I will see you at Saturday Night Fever tomorrow night. And everything goes on, dream big.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.